Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It's 2025. There's no more bugs here. I think they're all dead. So, first video 2025. We're continuing my top 100 games of all time. As I'm recording this, it's December 31st, 2024. I just got done with my fishing review, so this is going to be the first video for 2025. Top 100 games of all time. 90 to 81. Let's get right into it. Number 90 is a worker placement game that I haven't been able to table, but I still think about it all the damn time. It's that good. It's called Whistle Mountain. Whistle Mountain is a really unique worker placement game. One of the best ones out there. Again, because of all these games I have to review, I haven't been able to table it in a while. It's probably been 2-3 years, but it left that lasting effect on me. That's how good it is. But essentially, you're putting your workers on, like if you're constructing the bridge and stuff. Sometimes they fall in the water. You gotta save them. Sometimes you'll lose them. But you're putting different areas of that bridge that other workers can go on. It's got a lot of that engine building to it. It really is a unique worker placement game. I'm surprised not that many people have been talking about it still, or I've seen it at conventions. Because it is an amazing game that I think you all should check out. That is number 90, Whistle Mountain. 89 took a little bit of a dive, I believe. This is another Euro game. It's called Vid Cathedral. This game hit me by surprise. I never thought I would enjoy this game that much, but what I really like is that it's got that rondelle, the way you set your dice. But there's some meanness to this game, which is really attracting me to it. I haven't tried the new expansion yet. I picked up the expansion, it wasn't at PAX. It came in around the time I went to PAX a few years ago. But I had ordered it. I didn't try it with the new expansion yet, but I heard it made it better. But essentially you're building the Vid Cathedral, but what you can do is you can race your opponents into building a certain part of the cathedral, and if they don't get it done, they get penalized. And it could hurt them pretty bad, which is a little take that to it. Again, I like Euro games with that interaction, but Vid Cathedral is a really unique little Euro game that, again, I haven't really seen it that much at the conventions. I think, again, another game you should really check out. Don't sleep on. Barnes & Noble was carrying it. I haven't seen it at Barnes & Noble lately. But again, it's not that expensive. It's the Veer Games. They always like to make those little boxes, but everything fits in the box. So it doesn't take up the shelf space that much. But yeah, 89, Vid Cathedral. 88, another one that, again, I haven't played in a while, but I'm always thinking about it. It's Vid Culture. So Vid Culture is Stolmeyer Games' first game. It's a worker placement, wine making game where you're placing your workers, collecting wine, selling it. I haven't played it with the Tuscany expansion, but I'm always thinking about it because that's how good it is. And I think it's more than 10 years old now. It's a pretty old game, but it's still popular. It's still played at conventions. People love it, and I see why they love it. I'm not gonna bother with the co-op. I know there's a co-op version out there. I'm a competitive guy. I like competing against my opponents, but yeah, I gotta get this back to the table. And the fact that it hasn't been played in that many years, but it's still on this list, just tells you how good it is. So yeah, number 88, Vid Culture. 87 is a two-player game. This was higher a few years ago, but it's taken a bit of a dive. I think there's better two-player games out there. That's Summoner Wars. So Summoner Wars is a two-player game that keeps growing. They keep coming out with all these new factions. Very chess-like. It's steroid chess on steroids, I guess you like to call it. But you have this your summoner portal. You have your summoner, and you're placing different troops. I guess you could call it, or they represent as cards on the board, trying to kill your opponent's summoner. And it's such a good game. I just wish they would make a really big box for everything. I bought these little boxes for each faction, and they're just taking up so much space in my closet. It's like, I just wish they could just give me one big box to fit it all. But it's so much content. The game keeps growing. I love it. Again, I would play it more if it wasn't for all these other games that I have gone to review. The channel has been getting busy. But Summoner Wars 87 could go up hopefully next year. 86 took a big dive. Really enjoy this area control game. Out of the three he's made, I do think it is the least popular, and I don't want to say the worst. It's not. It's a great game. But this is Eric Lang's Ankh. I love the theme. Always loved the Egyptian theme. But essentially, you're playing. You pick one of the Egyptian gods. You have their soldiers, their summoners, and you're again building areas of the board. So you put control pyramids, different monuments and stuff, and then when the phase comes where you're attacking other players, you're playing the cards, and then whoever has the most card. But it's also another chess-like game. It plays pretty good at 2, but I don't. People were saying how great it is at 2. I think it's good. I think I prefer more players, but that merging mechanism has pissed a lot of people off. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think it's a little interesting and thematic, if you ask me. But again, not as good as Blood Rage and Rising Sun. Spoiler alert. But I still think Ankh is a great game. But it did take a dive. So that's number 86, Ankh. 5. Another great worker placement game, and that is Architects. I have yet to play Architects with the expansions that came out, the Works of Wonder, and I always heard that it made it better. But I really like Architects. It's a very interactive worker placement game. You can mess with your opponents by jailing them and stuff. Very colorful. It's the game sticks out. I love Garfield games. Their games are really enjoyable. Again, spoiler alert: the South Tigers might appear on here. I thought that was just as good, but yeah, Architects I think is still holding up. I think from people I've spoken to, the expansions make it better. Could possibly go up next year once I get the expansions played. But yeah, really enjoyed Architects. Number 85 on my top 100. 84 is new to this list. This was sent for me for review. This is a big box social deduction game, and that is Among Cultists. So another big box social deduction game that it came out a year or two before that I really like. It didn't make the list this year because it hasn't been played much. That was Feed the Kraken, but Among Cultists is pretty much Among Us, the board game. So you're essentially playing as like these investigators, and there's different map. I just got a new map in the other day from Kickstarter, but you're investigating, trying to collect books, but somebody is not working for you, so they can essentially kill you. Then you become a ghost, and you're trying to still help others. So you're not out of the game. It's a really fun social, and again, that you need a lot of people to play, which always holds it back from being easier to table. But I really like Among Cultists. Again, there are some pieces you got to be careful with. They're like small; they can easily be lost. But it looks good on the table. It's a ton of fun. And again, in the time where I think social deduction games are kind of I think people are less interested in it. This game makes you want to go back to it, and it's just fantastic. That's Among Cultists 84. 83 took a little bit of a dive. There's an expansion coming out now in 25, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's called Veiled Fate. So this is also kind of a deduction game. Well, you're playing as these demigods, but the other players don't know who you're supporting because you can control all the other ones as well. So it's a really unique take on deduction, and there's these different like objectives on the board that you're sending them to, but you're trying to benefit yourself. Towards the end of the game, I think you could kind of like figure out who is supporting who, but a really unique game. It took a dive because it hasn't been played, but I really enjoy Veiled Fate. I can't wait to check out what the expansion does, if it makes it better or makes it the same. But yeah, 83, that is Veiled Fate. 82, here we go. Scholars of the South Tigers, so another Garfield game. Scholars of the South Tigers is a great Euro, one of the heavier Euros that, so it's essentially you're using your dice, and you're traveling around the board using the scholars to transcribe different books. I thought it was a very unique game. There were some things that bothered me I remember with the cards, but I still think it's a great game. And very crunchy, very crunchy. I feel like with players without the AP, it can go pretty quick. You're gonna get a game in like maybe 2 hours, maybe 2.5. You don't want AP players are gonna drag this game, but all this. I remember when I played, the scores were pretty close. It's that good of a game. Really, really enjoyed Scholars, and again, you got different things going. You got the area control with the guilds. You got the I liked how, like, if somebody uses your scholar, they gotta pay. You get that indirect interaction. Really great game. It could possibly go up more if it's played more. And now again, we have more expansions coming out next year, hopefully making the game better. 81, the last one of the day. This wasn't on my list last year. It was on the list a year before, and the reason it got kicked off was because I thought it was too easy. This is a cooperative game, and I jumped back into it. I bought a bunch of expansions for it, and it changed everything for me. This is Marvel United. So Marvel United, when I first played it, I was like, this is a kid's game. This is a family game. I mean, it's fine. It was fun. And, I had a good time with it. But I'm like, how often is this going to get tabled? Mix in all those other expansions. This is a fantastic game. It ups the replayability, and it changes the difficulty a lot. I played the Multiverse one not too long ago. I picked that one up, and the game was totally different from the base game. I feel that's a game that you should not judge by just the base. You need expansions for that game, unfortunately, because again, I don't think you're gonna get a lot out of that base game. It's just too damn easy, and it wasn't. Again, after a while, you're gonna get bored. But with all the content that's out now, you can mix and match the different heroes, the different villains. It is such a good cooperative game that I think is gonna be in my collection for forever. It's one of those type of games I'm looking forward to when my kids get older, and showing them that it does make for a good family game, but it is a challenging game. It could go up higher next year, and it made a quick comeback this year. But 81, Marvel United. That's going to do it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Do we share any games in common? Please like and subscribe. Help this little channel grow. Looking forward to more stuff happening this year. A lot of good reviews coming. A lot of games that were sent to me are going to be getting reviewed. But, yeah, looking forward to the next list. Hopefully get it done soon. But I hope you guys start the new year happy and healthy. That's going to do it for today. Have a great one.